lovely breezy day. It's pretty obvious it's going to be really sunny today, but at the moment we've got some clouds keeping it quite shady and cool and breezy. So I've already done a run. Still got my old t-shirt on, which I don't know, it's just comfy. I've already done a run. I got up early, did my weightlifting early. My weightlifting doesn't take that long. I weightlift every other day, I run every other day. I don't run far, I do 1.5 miles. It's not far. But I do walk 3 to 4 miles a day, every day, yeah. My hair needs dyeing, doesn't really need cutting, just dyeing. Need a shave. I'll tell you what, in the UK, it's so lovely to have this very lovely weather. Like, it does feel like you're abroad in the UK at the moment. So I just thought, before I just sit down with you guys and start doing the live streams, which is, could take 1 to 2 hours sometimes, I thought, let's have a walk and a chat on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Just so you know, yesterday, see, I can always tell yesterday I had a couple of things that aren't on my diet, and I can feel it today. Yeah, this is why I like to be as keto as possible, or carnivore. Yeah, just obviously we're on this channel is called Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. I am an Elvis Presley fan on keto. I'm 58 on July the 10th. I think the keto diet, the carnivore diet, has saved my life, has transformed my life, has transformed my health, my energy levels. Even I think it helps my skin. Yeah, so, the hair gives it away a bit. The grey hairs on my face give it away a bit. But the bottom line is, guys, in 2 years from now, I'm going to be 60 years old. Now, I really don't feel it. The carnivore diet, the keto diet, mainly eating fatty meat and eggs. I do eat some veg, some fruit, some nuts. I don't touch sugar. I've stopped eating certain foods like potato, pasta, rice, starchy carbs, yeah? I definitely don't eat chocolates or sweets or cakes or donuts. I'm pretty good, but obviously I've been on this diet for a few years now. So I do allow myself a bit of movement. Now, if you were starting the carnivore diet, I would say to you, especially if you're overweight, it's a quick way to lose weight. Hi, Julie's. Just having a walk before I go live. We're going to go live. We're going to discuss Priscilla, a very old 1975 newspaper article that Nessa has got on his Facebook page. Nessa has, and Nessa, she has got an amazing Defending Elvis and Lisa Facebook page, so I highly recommend it. Nessa. I got one of her clips. Now Ella's, hi Julius, Ella's already had a walk this morning. It still does feel weird walking Ella. But what can you do, guys, I will say this, she's not quite right in herself. She was fine the day after, but now she does seem down. Yeah, she does. I can tell a difference in her. She's not eating as much. She's not so chirpy. When I go to walk her, she's not so keen on going for the walk. So there is a change in her. I have looked it up. I've Googled it. And the general feeling is that after a few weeks, they go back to normal. So, in case you don't know, guys, anyone that's joining us, Ella's missing her mum. The day after, she was completely normal, but I have noticed, even my wife said to me, oh, she's different, yeah? So, I Googled it, it says a few weeks, and then they do start to go back to normal. I'm gutted, I miss her, but my thinking process has changed. My brain is now in remembering all the good stuff. I'm there now. I'm like, all the cute stuff, how we bought her. I'll give you a little quick story actually. So the reason I bought Princess, I'm going to talk about the diet as well, but we'll talk about Princess because Julie's mentioned it. So imagine 16 years ago, my 18-year-old daughter is 2 or 3 years old. Yeah, there we are. Debbie says, takes a few weeks. So I remember we had a black 4x4 Mercedes. My brother had bought a dog, my twin brother Andreas. Let's just let this car go. So my twin brother Andreas had bought a dog. I'm trying to remember what dog it was. So he phoned me up. Yeah, so he phoned me up and said, oh, why don't you get a dog? Why don't you get a dog? Yeah? I love dogs. I've grown up with dogs. I grew up with an Alsatian, a German Shepherd. So in my childhood, I had a German Shepherd that was like my best friend. And I took it everywhere with me. Massive, a giant dog. And we were very, very close. And I didn't even need a lead for it. It just followed me around. I had a very, very close friendship with my dog growing up as a child. From the ages of I think we got the dog when I was about 9, and we kept it until I started working. Well, I started working properly when I was 15, and then she did get sick. She had a few operations. She had cancer. This is my German Shepherd Alsatian. She lived with the cancer for a few years. So she died when I was about 17. She's a lovely dog. We called her Vegas. Do any of you remember that program, Vegas, with Dan Tanner? So the dog was called Vegas. So that'll give you an idea of what year we bought her. So I don't know the exact year. But anyway, I'll tell you a story with my daughter who was 2 or 3. So my brother rings me up, my twin brother. I don't know if any of you know. My twin brother was like, oh, and there's a dog for sale, a Jack Russell for sale. There's a whole, obviously there was the mum, the dad, and I think there was about 6 Jack Russells. They were 6 weeks old. So we drove to a nearby place that was a traveller's place, where they live in the trailer homes. There was sort of lots of trailer homes there. It was only 15 minutes from my house. So me and Talia, who was probably around 3, yeah, that's the one, Robert Zurich. So me and Talia and my wife and the other kids, so at the time it would have been Rio, because Gia wasn't born yet, I don't think, or I think my wife may have been pregnant with Giovanni. Anyway, so we drives to this place where there's all trailer homes. We goes into this room. We gets invited into a room, and there's the 6 little Jack Russells are running round. Oh, that's so sad, Julie's. So the little Jack Russells are running round. 6 weeks old they are. As soon as I walked in the room, I noticed Princess straight away because she had a pretty face. They were all cute. All of the dogs were cute. We had to pick one. I think it was £175. So me and Aurora, we warmed to Princess straight away. As soon as we took a look at the 6 puppies, yeah, and we both knew instantly which one we wanted. She just had a very feminine, pretty face, like a very female face. Lovely eyes. She really stood out from all the others. So we said to the lady, oh, we want that one, yeah? Same, even Talia, who was nearly 3, wanted that one. We all knew which one we wanted, so it was meant to happen. So we gave them the £175. We all gets back in the the black Mercedes, the 4x4. I've got fond memories of that Mercedes because 3 of my kids grew up in that car. Isn't it funny how we always remember the car that we grew up in? Like, I remember my dad had an old Morris Minor. Not Morris Minor, no, an old Morris van. We all grew up in this Morris van. It's funny. Anyway, Austin Morris, I think it was called. So Talia is holding the 6-week-old puppy Princess in her lap. So I'm driving home. We're all excited. Like, we've got this gorgeous little puppy. So I goes to Talia. Talia, what are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? We have to get a name. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, what are we going to call it? And Talia, 2 or 3 years old, says, oh, she's my princess. She's my princess. So you get it, guys? So that is why she got called Princess, because Talia kept saying, she's my princess, she's my princess. So that is how Princess got her name. A little bit of a story to add to it. We noticed that Princess had a lot of fleas. You could see all the fleas crawling around in Princess's hair. Yeah, so we drove Princess to the vet, which was nearby, and it was still open. So we went to the vets, and the vets gave her this funny weird fluid, brushed her clean, brushed her hair so there was no fleas. So within a few hours, the fleas were gone, her hair was beautifully soft, and there she is. She gets welcomed into our home. So that's the story of how Princess was born. Was purchased, bought. There's another little story about how Princess had Ella. It's another interesting story. Yeah? I think you'll find it interesting. So we didn't really... it was never planned that Princess was going to have puppies ever. I definitely don't... I didn't want to get her spaded. Is that what you call it in America? I just didn't want to, because there was a reason I didn't want to get her spaded. Yeah, I agree, Debbie. She's one of Team Elvis. And the whole world knows, on our little community, there's people all around the world that have sent me condolences about Princess, which I think is really sweet. That our little Team Elvis dog, Princess, is known all around the world. I just find that fantastic. I said it to my wife the other day, and she was like, my wife doesn't get it. My wife doesn't get the whole Elvis community thing that we've got here. She doesn't understand it. So, but I'm not going to try and make her. It's because it's my thing anyway. But anyway, as I was saying, so this is the story of how Ella was born. Ella is nearly 12, yeah? We never planned for Princess. Yeah, my wife worships Princess. My wife absolutely worships Princess, yeah? We never planned for Ella to be born. We never planned for Princess to have a baby. There's a story behind how Ella was born. So we were invited to a wedding. We had no one to look after Princess. So my sister, I have a sister called Dora, had a Jack Russell, the same pet as, Princess is a Jack Russell, yeah? So my sister Dora said, oh, I'll look after her while you go to the wedding. Now remember, my sister had a Jack Russell. We never even gave it a second thought. So we dropped Princess off to my sister's house, which was in town, near where the wedding was. Let me just get past the bushes. So we dropped Princess off in town where the wedding is. At my sister's house. And then we go off to the wedding. On the way back from the wedding, we pick up Princess from my sister's house. Anyway, after 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a bit longer, my wife kept saying to me, have you noticed Princess is putting on weight? I didn't really think much of it, but because my wife had mentioned it, I did start thinking, oh, I think you're right, I think she's putting on weight. And eventually my wife says, you know, she could be pregnant. So then we're trying to work out, well, how did she get pregnant? Because when we would take Princess for walks, we were quite careful. So I was thinking, I'd forgotten that she had been at my sister's house for those 2 hours. Could have been 3 hours. Anyway, then we remember that she stayed at my sister's house. And that's it. That is how Princess got pregnant, with my sister's Jack Russell. Just funny, really, isn't it, guys? So then, there are, on my YouTube channel, this is how Ella was created. Now, on my YouTube channel, I actually filmed Princess through the pregnancy. I filmed the birth of the puppies. I'm just trying to remember. I'm pretty sure there was five puppies. Yeah. So we decided. I did a lot of research, and in the end, we decided we were going to let her have the puppies at home. So we made a little room. We made a special room for Princess, and it was a really nice birth. Hi, Kate. It was a really nice birth. They all came out very easily, but they didn't all come out at the same time. There was quite long gaps in between each one. And the last one, which I think was Ella, there was like a 4-hour gap, which is very unusual, yeah? Because I remember we'd given birth to 4 of them. We didn't have to do anything. It was very instinctual. It was very natural. So what would happen is Princess just got herself in a comfortable position. She was sort of, I can't explain it. She was making a funny sort of noise. In case you just joined us, we're talking about Princess giving birth to the puppies. 5 of them. So she did everything. Princess obviously pushed them out, cleaned them just licked them clean, yeah? Obviously they came out in these bags, didn't they? These sort of bubbles. So Princess would lick the bubbles, and then they were obviously trying to get their milk straight away, all of them. So there was 4 of them drinking their milk, all of them a nice birth, no problems. So I said to my wife, I'm gonna go to work. Yeah, the placenta. There was like a sack. They were in a sack, weren't they? Like I can't explain what it's. A very thin membrane that they were wrapped in. Princess just licked it off, yeah? Isn't the placenta something that comes out after? I can't remember. It's been a while. But anyway, they all came out in these little sacks, these little like balloons. Princess just licked it all off, yeah? So anyway, this is my point. So I said to at that time I was working, yeah? So I said to my wife, I'm going to go to work. And my wife said to me, oh, I think there's one more. And I'm like, nah, she's had 4. There's been a long gap. It's been over an hour. I think she's done. And my wife was like, no, there's one more. Yeah? So I went to work and I said to my wife, if she has another one, film it so we can, I just wanted to have a video footage of her babies being born. So my wife phoned me up. Yeah, Dad, Louis, she's had another one. And she did film it. So if you go on my YouTube channel, and I think this YouTube channel, and type in Princess Jack Russell, I think it'll come up. I do have Princess and all the babies being born on my YouTube channel. And every time I watch it, I'm like, so cute. It's just so cute watching them as little babies. But there's a bit more to the story. The reason we kept Ella. Now, I said to Aurora, there's no way I'm keeping Ella. There's no way I'm keeping any of them. They're all gonna go. I don't want 2 dogs. I definitely did not want 2 dogs. So, obviously all my kids, for 6 weeks, we mothered these little babies, but Princess did all the hard work. Princess knew exactly how to look after them, feed them, nurture them. She was a really good mum. Princess found being a mother very natural, very instinctual. She didn't need any help. You know, I remember her picking them up and moving them around and stuff. Princess absolutely loved being a mum, yeah? So it was one of the happiest 6 weeks of my life. It really was a beautiful time. They would all be running around the house. We named all 6 of them. Is it 6? No, 5 of them. 5 of them. Sorry, 5. We named all 5 of them. Now, the reason my wife liked Ella was because she had fluffy ears. Ella was the only one out of the 5 that was fluffy. She was like a little teddy bear. Even all the kids, even all of my kids loved Ella. Now, Ella hadn't been named yet. She had been named, but it was a different name. It wasn't Ella. Every one of them had a name, but it wasn't a permanent name. Yeah, if you want to go and watch it, guys, it's on this channel. I'm pretty sure it's on this channel. As I was saying, yeah. So Ella was the one that was fluffy, like a little teddy bear, and friendly. She had a smiley face. And I kept saying to my wife, we're not having 2 dogs. We're not having 2 dogs. So my wife literally was begging me if we could have a second dog. So bit by bit, people were coming and buying the dogs. I remember one was called Ruby. Bit by bit, Ella was... people were buying the dogs. So we sold 4 of the dogs. Ella was the last one. So Ella was the last one. The kids were all literally crying, asking if we could keep the dogs. I mean, keep Ella. Keep Ella, sorry guys. So I'm being distracted by a few things. I didn't want to keep Ella, I'll be honest with you. I definitely did not want 2 dogs. I had fallen in love with her. I loved Ella. I loved all the puppies. I didn't want to sell any of those puppies. I wanted to keep them all. But we weren't gonna. It was a very natural process. There was no effort needed from me and Aurora. Princess did everything. She knew exactly what to do in labor, giving birth to each one of them, looking after them, feeding them. Just brilliant. It was a beautiful time for our family, a very special time. I'm so glad I captured it on video, and there is videos of it on my YouTube channel. So my wife gets her way. I've got a soft spot for Princess and for Ella, but Princess was the first, so yes. Yeah, very special memory. My daughter Talia, I'll tell you another story there. So we did get Ella, we did keep Ella. And we loved Ella, we still do. She's an old girl now, isn't she? She's nearly 12. She's the equivalent of a 60-year-old dog, isn't she? So there we are, 2 dogs. We got 2 dogs. My wife gets her way. And guess who has to walk them every day? Louis. Everyone walks them, but I've always been the main walker in the house. Yeah, I loved Ella. I still love her now. I'm pleased we did, but having 2 dogs, I wouldn't recommend it. 2 dogs is much harder than 1 dog. Yeah, anyone that has dogs, I always say to them, don't get 2. It's too much. It's too much hard work. But that's just my personal thing. So, let me tell you about, obviously, let's get a little bit emotional. So my daughter, Talia, who's nearly 19, she's 19 in September. You know, obviously, I have a special bond with Talia because she was the first baby I had with my wife. Me and my wife were still very much romancing when she got pregnant with Talia, because my wife got pregnant with Talia it wasn't that long after I met her. It was about 5 months after I met her. Me and my wife got engaged 3 months after we met. Me and my wife had a beautiful romance. So the first couple of years is very special, isn't it? But there's a story with my wife. She just happened to be crossing the road. And I noticed her, and I just called out to her. And me just saying like 5 words to her was the beginning of our romance. Yeah, it's that simple. If I hadn't have noticed her and said the 5 words that I said to her, me and my wife would never have met. Yeah, so it was meant to be. So me and my wife got engaged after 3 months. We had a beautiful romance. Me and Talia are very close. Talia is nearly 19, but she has gone through the teenage stuff. So she was very rebellious. Talia was quite rebellious. So we had quite a few arguments when she was 15, 16, 17. She wants her independence, you know? We're okay now. She's sort of come through it. My daughter, Talia, has got quite a good job. She's a very happy girl. She loves her life, yeah? So Talia doesn't really cry. She's not a crying person. She's quite a private person. So when Princess became ill, she was really there trying to look after her, but wasn't crying. But she was really there for her. She was cooking for her. She was trying to make her happy, make her comfortable, carrying her. Talia went into baby mode. So Talia was babying her, yeah? Which I think was really cute. Talia really showed a lovely side to her, yeah? So I was crying when I knew Princess was gonna go to heaven. I was crying. Yeah, I'm not bashful about it. I was crying quite a lot. I was crying for a few hours. Yeah. So my daughter was laughing at me. Dad, what are you crying for? Dad, why are you crying? I went, I can't help it. I goes, she's been in our life for 16 years. I can't help it. She was like, oh, come on, Dad, you don't have to cry. Anyway, so when Talia says that I don't cry. So obviously Talia wanted to be the one that carried her to the vets. Talia wanted to be the one, my daughter who's nearly 19, she wanted to hold Princess to the vets. Now I said to my wife, there's no way I'm going, because I don't want to be there when they do that to Princess. So I said, so Talia was like, I'll go, I'll take her. So I said to my wife, do you mind if Talia comes with you? I said, I will come with you if you want me to, but if Talia wants to do it, do you mind? And my wife was really good. My wife said, she liked going. She liked the thought of going with her daughter Talia. So Talia was hugging her all the way to the vets. Remember, she hasn't cried once. Yeah, she is beautiful. Thank you, Kate. She hasn't cried once. She walks into the vets. So the vet gets ready to send Princess to heaven. Because that's how I see Princess now. She's up in heaven, running around playing. And what does my daughter do? She bursts out crying. So Talia burst out crying in the vets, and she was crying for quite a while. So she tried to be tough, but in that moment where Princess goes to heaven, she bursts out crying. Yeah, they're playing, aren't they? I didn't want to watch. Yeah, Debbie, I didn't want to watch. You know where they administer the whatever they give them and they fall asleep. I didn't want to watch that. I don't want to. My memory. Right. My memory of Princess. She was alive. She was sleepy. You know. She was looking at me and stuff. My memory of Princess is that when she became poorly, is that she just became sleepy. That's how I remember. She wasn't in pain. She wasn't in pain. She just almost half asleep. So it wasn't a horrible death. She had a nice death. A very comfortable death. She spent her last night with us. Then in the morning we put her in the garden because she likes the garden. So I sat with her for a few hours in the morning, stroking her, cuddling her, giving her water. It was it was lovely. It was lovely. My memories of Princess on her last night and her last morning were very nice. She was in no discomfort at all. I do think that she knew she was going, you could tell. I do think her body language was very much that she was ready to go. You really did get that feeling from Princess. She wasn't sort of hanging on. She was ready to go. She was sleeping. You know, so she had a nice death anyway. So I know it's a bit of an awkward topic, guys, but it couldn't have gone better. It couldn't have gone better. And then I get to see the emotional side of my daughter, which was quite cute actually, because she tends to be quite tough around me, my daughter. She's a tough cookie. So that's it, guys. Just quickly back on the diet, just so you know, guys, I am. Oh, that's okay. Just having a nice morning chat on this beautiful sunny day. It's very lovely in England. It's nice and warm, a lovely little breeze. So just so you know, on the keto diet, I'm still doing it, guys. I still recommend it. You know, reduce the sugars, reduce the carbs. Keto is so good. Just, you know, fatty meat and eggs, a bit of veg, a bit of salad, a few nuts, a bit of cheese, a bit of fish. That's all you need to feel very healthy. Stay off all the sugars and donuts and chocolates and cakes and things like that. And pasta's no good. You know the foods, guys, don't we? Yeah, many of you here have lost pets. I know that, and I have noticed that a lot of people have been reminded about the pets they had when they were little, when they were growing up with their parents. Because come on, let's face it, guys, a lot of us have lost our parents. Yeah, I think because don't forget, we're all older here, aren't we? We're all 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. We've even got people here that are in their 90s. So we've all had losses, haven't we? Friends, family, people we went to school with, pets, of course. I've had 3 cats. I've lost 3 cats in my life. So the thing about when you lose someone, it does tend to remind you of all that, the losses you've had. I know a lot of you guys have been reminded of the loss of your pets and your loved ones. It brings that back for a few days, doesn't it? So we start crying. I've had quite a few people messaging me saying that they've been in tears because it's reminded them of their own pets and what they've been through and their own relationships, friendships with their dogs or cats. So it's just part of life, isn't it, guys? Because we're all getting older now. Look, I'm going to be 60 in 2 years. Because we're all getting older. That's just where we are. You just have to stay optimistic and positive and try and enjoy the future. That's why I enjoy the keto diet. The keto diet, I don't even know why. You know, mainly eating fatty meat, eggs and fish and a bit of veg, a bit of fruit, whatever. For some reason, it reinvigorates you. It makes you forget your age. The one thing I do think about the diet that I'm on is that it makes you forget your age. I don't know why. I can't explain it. You definitely feel younger on this diet. I still don't understand it. And your energy levels shoot up. Again, I don't know why. But it just, for some reason, getting rid of sugar. The other thing I stopped was cereals. I found that cereals are bad for me. Pasta's bad for me, potatoes bad for me, rice is bad for me. Stopping those things, obviously bread is a big one. Stopping the bread, for some reason, it completely cured me and transformed how I feel. Even I don't understand why, it just has. And the only way you can really know is if you try it out. The number one thing I like is the energy levels. The energy levels, my energy levels are literally, I would say at least 5 times more than I used to have. 5 times more, just because I got rid of sugar, cereals, pastas, rice, potato, breads. I don't have an answer why. You can Google it, you can YouTube it, you can look at all the videos. All I know is that it works. So I definitely recommend the carnivore diet and the keto diet and Dr. Ken Berry. Dr. Ken Berry is a lifesaver. He's saved, I reckon he saved at least 50,000 lives, Dr. Ken Berry. All right, guys, so I'm home now. I'm gonna do the first Priscilla video this morning. We are gonna discuss Nessa's clip, newspaper clip. We're gonna discuss that. Nessa has a fantastic Defending Elvis Facebook page. Please follow Nessa, Nessa. She is amazing. She is amazing. Her Facebook page is amazing. So the clip I'm reading out is from her, from Nessa. All right, guys, I'll see you hopefully about 5 minutes on Defending Elvis. So I'm going to go on to Defending Elvis, okay, guys? See you on there soon.